Leo, listen up, this is not just a lucky week. This is a sacred opening. A rare financial window is unlocking from October 27th to 31st, and if you lean in now, it could change the way your future unfolds. This isn't hype. It's timing. Something is shifting in your world, maybe you've felt it lately. That strange pull in your chest, the way you keep waking up with this odd mix of anxiety and excitement, like something big is on the edge of happening. That's not just stress or a passing phase. That's alignment. You're not here by mistake. If you clicked on this video, if this title caught your attention today of all days, then take that as your first confirmation. The universe is placing signs in your path. And right now, all those signs are saying, prepare a bag for millions. Now, I get it. Millions sounds dramatic. Overused. Maybe even unrealistic depending on where you are in life right now. But this isn't about winning the lottery or chasing some fantasy. This is about energetic positioning. Astrologically, you're entering one of the strongest wealth portals Leo has seen in over a decade. From a cosmic perspective, your ruler the Sun is forming a rare trine with Jupiter and Uranus. That's huge. Jupiter rules expansion, wealth, and long-term opportunity. Uranus brings breakthroughs, plot twists, and surprise upgrades. When these two planets light up your professional and financial zones like they are now, the message is clear. Be available for success, because it's coming fast, and from unexpected directions. But here's the catch. You can miss it. Not because it's hiding, but because most people are too caught up in their old mindset to see new doors opening. That's why this video exists, to help you stop, breathe, and pay attention before it slips by. So, let me ask you something. What did you do recently that might have called this opportunity toward you? What shift in energy did you make that could be inviting abundance in? Comment below and let it out. Sometimes declaring it is the thing that unlocks it even faster. And Leo, don't just watch this passively. Stay with me until the very end, because what I'm going to share will give you practical, intuitive, and emotional tools to align with this exact moment. Tools you won't find in vague general readings. This isn't entertainment. This is energetic preparation. Spiritual strategy. I want you to hear this clearly. You're not just hoping anymore. You're being positioned. If you've been feeling stuck, doubting whether your dreams are ever going to materialize, this is your interruption. This week is your disruption. Not chaos, not confusion, but divine disruption. A clean break from what was holding you back. A clear invitation to stop doubting and start receiving. Let me also say this: thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, for subscribing, for engaging. Every comment, every share, every yes you've whispered in private, it makes a difference. This channel isn't just for views, it's for you. And your presence here is sacred. Not just to me, but to the energy we're cultivating together in this space. So if your heart is beating a little faster right now, if something deep inside you knows this isn't just another horoscope, then stay. Watch. Listen with your whole being. Let this message land. You've waited long enough. The rain is coming. You just need to bring the right bag. Now tell me, what made you show up today, Leo? What energy pulled you here? Drop it in the comments and let's claim this portal together. Leo, The skies are speaking your language this week, and if you've ever wondered what it feels like to be in the right place at the right time, this is it. The astrology isn't just poetic, it's precise. Your ruling planet, the Sun, is forming a rare and harmonious trine with both Jupiter and Uranus, two planetary forces that don't show up together like this often. These aren't small shifts. These are cosmic earthquakes for growth. Financially, energetically, emotionally, the ground beneath you is fertile. And the seeds you've planted, whether intentionally or through quiet hope, are responding. When Jupiter illuminates your 10th house, it doesn't just whisper promises of career advancement, it paves the road for legacy-building moves. Not the kind of change you make to just pay off a bill or catch a break. We're talking long-term. Structures. Foundations. A new identity around what success looks like for you. And then there's Uranus, whose presence in this alignment brings lightning bolts to stagnant systems. It's unpredictable, yes, but not chaotic. It's intelligent disruption. That opportunity you never saw coming, the message from someone you forgot, the pivot in your path that forces you to take yourself more seriously, that's the kind of thing Uranus deals in. And because this triangle of energy is lighting up Leo specifically, there's a kind of divine spotlight on you. A moment that's less about striving and more about receiving. But you must be open. Because let's be honest, sometimes Leo energy wants to lead so fiercely, it forgets how powerful it can be when it simply allows. And this week? It's not about forcing anything. It's about positioning yourself so that wealth, financial or otherwise, can find you without resistance. That's why the tarot cards supporting this portal matter. The Ace of Pentacles is more than a lucky symbol, it's a direct representation of tangible opportunities handed to you. The Wheel of Fortune affirms what you're already sensing, that something's turning. And the Ten of Pentacles reminds you that this isn't about a quick win. It's about a lineage of abundance that wants to move through you, through your actions, your choices, your courage. If you've been feeling like the old way just doesn't fit anymore, that's not coincidence. That's preparation. Let's also talk numbers, because energy speaks through patterns. October 28th brings the number 8 into focus, a number of infinite potential and mastery over the material world. It's not just about money. It's about power. About knowing how to use what you've been given. And then we move toward the 31st, where the combination of 1 and 0 suggests both an ending and a beginning. A reset. A moment to release what no longer aligns and claim what's been waiting in your energetic field for too long. You can amplify this shift through color, through intention, through awareness. This week, gold and emerald tones are vibrational matches for your chart. They're not about fashion, they're frequencies. Gold mirrors the radiance of your solar nature. Emerald brings clarity and trust to your intuition. Wear them. Carry them. Surround yourself with their energy to remind your system that you're in the middle of something significant. You don't need to figure it all out right now. But you do need to believe that the change is real. Let it be messy. Let it surprise you. Let it feel like more than you thought you were ready for. That's the point. That's the nature of alignment. It meets you where you're stretched just far enough to grow. So if you've been waiting for a sign to make a move, to say yes, to walk away, to invest, to try again, this is it. Not a warning. Not a test. An invitation. A turning of the sky in your favor. Don't ignore it. And whatever you do, don't play small. Not this week. Not now. There's something humbling about realizing that sometimes, what holds us back from receiving isn't a lack of opportunity, it's a quiet belief deep inside that we don't deserve more. That we should be content with just enough. Leo, I want to speak to that part of you right now, not the confident, roaring part that others see, but the quieter, more private version of you that wonders if maybe abundance was meant for someone else. You've been showing up. You've been doing your part. So when the stars align like they are now, and money, real, tangible, transformative money, is trying to find its way to you, the only thing left for you to do is get out of the way. Receiving isn't passive. It's an act of courage. It means saying, yes, I believe this blessing has my name on it. Not because of ego, but because you're aligned. This week is not about chasing money. It's about positioning yourself to receive what's already making its way toward you. And that starts with awareness. Awareness of your current beliefs around money, how you talk about it, how you treat it, how you allow it to treat you. If there's a part of you that flinches at the idea of holding wealth, that's the part that needs your love, not your judgment. So how do you open yourself to receive it? Start with the basics, practical, simple actions that communicate readiness. Clean up your financial space. Check your bank accounts, even if they stress you out. Write down your financial goals, even if they scare you. Look at your spending habits not from shame, but from curiosity. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. You just have to let the energy of money know that you're available. That you're not hiding anymore. This is also the time to respond, not stall. If you get a message, a DM, an email, or even a comment that feels like it might lead to something, follow up. That coffee chat that seems random? It might not be. That new offer that comes with a bit of risk? It might be your open door. When the universe sends something unexpected your way, don't dismiss it just because it doesn't come in the packaging you imagined. Be open. Be alert. Say yes to what feels aligned, even if it doesn't fully make sense yet. And please listen to your gut. That whisper of intuition you keep ignoring? That's your inner compass. Start writing it down. Keep a short journal by your bed or in your notes app. If something nudges you in the morning, log it. If you feel drawn to a person, place, or idea, take note. You don't have to act on every hunch, but you do have to start acknowledging them. Intuition is like a muscle. The more you use it, the sharper it gets. If rituals help anchor you, try this one. Before bed, write down by hand this affirmation: I open my heart to receive divine financial flow. I am worthy of sustainable success. Place it under your pillow for the next 3 nights. Don't overthink it. Don't wait to feel ready. Just do it with an open heart. Let it be a quiet signal to your subconscious: we're done playing small. There's a difference between wanting and allowing. You can want all day long, but if your energy isn't open to allowing, the universe can't deliver. So this week, Leo, allow. Take small steps that say yes. Let your actions, no matter how subtle, align with the version of you that already believes abundance is safe. That it's sacred. That it's part of your next chapter. Because it is. And it's already on the way. Leo, if you've been feeling something lately, a subtle pull, an inner flicker you can't quite explain that's not your imagination. That's your intuition knocking. And this week, with the energy portals wide open and the financial current running hot, your intuition is not a luxury, it's your GPS. Your job is to listen fully, without dismissing the message just because it doesn't come with flashing lights or a clear plan. I've worked with enough people to know that ignoring that inner voice often leads to one thing: regret. And I'm not talking about dramatic regret, I mean the quiet kind. The kind that shows up when an opportunity passes and something inside whispers, "I knew it. I felt it. But I said nothing. Did nothing." That kind of knowing sits in your chest like a weight. It doesn't yell, it lingers. And Leo, you deserve better than that. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. A client of mine, also a Leo, had a gut feeling about a small investment opportunity. It wasn't flashy. It didn't come with guarantees. But it stirred something in her. She hesitated. Talked herself out of it. Told herself it was probably nothing. A few months later, that exact opportunity exploded in value and she wasn't in it. And what stayed with her wasn't the lost money. It was the fact that she'd felt it and silenced it. That's what hurts most, betraying your own knowing. On the other hand, I've seen what happens when a Leo chooses to trust their intuitive pull even when logic says, wait. Another Leo the first worked with had been feeling the urge to reach out to a connection from years ago, someone she hadn't spoken to in forever. She didn't even know why. But she followed the nudge. That reconnection led to a business collaboration that brought in more income in 3 months than she had made in the previous year. That's not a coincidence. That's alignment meeting action. This is the kind of week where the universe doesn't necessarily speak through big signs. It speaks through softness. A quickening heartbeat. A sudden name in your head. A dream that lingers longer than it should. Your heart is an antenna. When energy is this potent, it picks up subtle frequency shifts before your mind can make sense of them. So if something feels off or exciting or just loud inside, listen. Don't wait for evidence. Let your trust come first. If you want to make this more real, here's a simple exercise. Take a pen and write down 3 moments in your life where you just knew something and you were right. Maybe it was choosing not to go to a party where something chaotic happened. Maybe it was reaching out to someone at the exact right time. Then ask yourself, how did that knowing show up in your body? Was it a whisper in your chest, a heaviness in your stomach, a vision in your mind's eye? Recognizing the language your intuition speaks in is a gift, one you can sharpen with awareness. This week, avoid conversations and content that cloud that signal. Negative talk, fear-based headlines, and draining people, they clutter the field. Keep your energy focused on what you want, not what you fear. The more clarity you hold, the easier it is for intuitive messages to land. If you're still unsure, that's okay. You don't need to make drastic decisions overnight. But you do need to pause and check in. Each morning, ask yourself, what am I being nudged toward today? And then be still long enough to hear the answer. It won't always make sense. It won't always be convenient. But this is the week where acting on what you feel rather than what you can explain might just open the door you didn't even know existed. And if you're willing to trust yourself, Leo, the universe will meet you halfway. Every time. Sometimes the universe doesn't show up as lightning bolts or dramatic breakthroughs. Sometimes, it speaks in the form of a name. A text. A passing thought that brings someone to mind out of nowhere. And when that happens, especially during a time like this when the cosmic energy is wide open, it's not random, it's an invitation. If you've been paying attention to your own energy, you might have already noticed subtle nudges pointing you towards someone. Maybe it's a colleague from a project years ago. Maybe it's someone you barely know but feel drawn to reconnect with. Or maybe there's a mentor, a guide, a wise figure whose presence has returned to your thoughts recently. These moments matter more than we think. Right now, Leo, your chart shows activation in areas ruled by both social expansion and spiritual instruction. This means that while yes, you are walking your own path, you're not meant to walk it alone. The doors you're trying to unlock financially, professionally, emotionally may not open with your key alone. But someone you know may be holding the spare. This is the moment to remember that connection is currency. And the universe moves through people. The star card in tarot reminds us that hope doesn't always appear in the ways we expect. Sometimes it shows up as a kind word, a quiet conversation, or a casual meeting that ends up being the turning point. You may have whispered your goals in the dark, thinking no one heard. But the star says, they were heard. And the answer might be arriving through someone's voice, not a bolt from the sky. The Hierophant enters as the teacher, not just someone who tells you what to do, but someone whose very presence brings you clarity. Maybe it's someone older. Maybe it's someone who sees a version of you that you've been afraid to step into. Their guidance won't always look like advice. Sometimes it's an offer. A suggestion. A door you didn't know was there until they pointed toward it. If there's someone that just came to mind as you're hearing this, don't dismiss it. That's not coincidence. That's frequency. And right now, the frequencies you align with through people, spaces, ideas are shaping your material reality more than ever before. So if a name came up for you, drop it in the comments. It could be the first step to unlocking what's next. Now, I understand this might not be easy. Some of us have been let down. Some of us have learned to rely only on ourselves, because asking for help hasn't always ended well. But this isn't about asking. It's about being available. It's about removing the armor just enough to let someone surprise you. Vulnerability in this context isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's saying, I'm open to connection. I'm open to possibility. Try this. Commit to saying yes to one interaction this week that feels inconvenient but slightly magnetic. Accept the coffee invite. Reply to the message you've been ignoring. Join the event, even if it's virtual and you don't feel ready. You never know which room or Zoom will change everything. Sometimes, your next level isn't a place. It's a person. And you don't have to chase them. Just notice them. Be available. That's enough. Let energy lead. Let timing work. And most of all, let your heart stay soft enough to recognize when someone isn't just entering your life, they're returning, right on time. There's something we don't talk about enough when it comes to timing, not just cosmic timing, but personal timing. That space where opportunity meets readiness. But here's the truth that most people don't want to hear: readiness rarely feels like confidence. It feels more like discomfort with a touch of urgency. It feels like standing in front of a door that's cracked open and realizing you can either step through it now or spend the next decade wondering what was on the other side. This week is that kind of door, Leo. And yes, I'm being direct because what's unfolding in your chart right now is rare. Jupiter, the planet of growth, wealth, and divine expansion, is holding space for you in a way that it won't again until 2037. That's 12 years. 12 years until this exact energetic cocktail returns, and you don't have to be an astrologer to understand what that means. It means you're standing in a moment that's never coming back in the same form. And what you choose to do with it, or not do, matters. I know hesitation. I know how easily we can talk ourselves into waiting. Into believing we need just a little more time, a little more clarity, a little more proof. But what I've seen again and again in astrology, in energy work, and in life is that life doesn't wait for your certainty. The universe responds to your movement. Action is not just effort, it's alignment. It's a signal that says, I'm willing. Even if your voice shakes. Even if your knees do too. Jupiter's position now is like a spotlight beaming down on your highest potential. Not just in terms of money or status, but in terms of impact, direction, and self-belief. But that light doesn't stay forever. The door it's opening is wide, yes, but it's also temporary. And the thing about these kinds of doors is that they rarely slam shut with a bang. They fade. Quietly. Slowly. Until one day you wake up and realize that the ease you felt last week? It's gone. And the opportunity? It's moved on. That's why you don't need perfect confidence right now. You need willingness. You need enough trust to take the first step even if you can't see the entire staircase. Numerologically, this week speaks volumes. The 27th marks a solid new foundation, the 28th brings rapid expansion, the 30th asks you to finally let go of an old cycle, and the 31st with the 1 and 0 ushers in a powerful energetic rebirth. The numbers are lining up. The stars are speaking. The energy is ripe. But you have to decide, are you willing to meet this moment? There's a quiet kind of pain that lives in people who ignored their intuition at the wrong time. Not because they failed but because they froze. Don't be that person. Don't be the one who looks back months or years from now and says, I felt something. I knew something was shifting. But I waited anyway. There's a saying I return to often in my work: hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. You were never meant to wait until you felt enough. That's a trap. What you're meant to do is move when the energy says move. Trust when everything in your chest is whispering, this is it. You don't need to have the perfect plan this week. You need to listen. To act. To send the message. Say yes to the opportunity. Follow the instinct. Invest in the thing. Start the project. Stop the excuse. Your action, however small, is the most powerful form of trust there is. And it sends a ripple through the field around you. That ripple is what makes doors swing wider. You've done enough waiting, Leo. Now it's your turn to respond. Not from fear. Not from pressure. But from knowing. And that knowing says, this moment won't wait. Neither should you. Leo, if you've made it to this point, that already says something powerful about you, that you're open. open to a new possibility, open to remembering your worth, and maybe most importantly, open to receiving. Not just money, not just opportunities, but the version of your life that finally matches who you've always known you could be. Everything we've explored today, from the astrological alignments to the energy you're standing in, points to one truth: you are in a sacred window. And what's being offered to you isn't just a chance. It's a calling. A moment when the universe isn't just nudging you, it's inviting you into a larger, more expansive version of yourself. But the key isn't outside of you. It's in your response. It's in your willingness to choose courage over comfort, alignment over logic, and movement over hesitation. So let me ask you this: what would shift in your life if you decided right now that you were worthy of the wealth you've been praying for? What changes when you stop waiting for proof and start acting like it's already on the way? And who might you become if you trusted your timing, even just for the next 7 days? The truth is, this bag of millions, the abundance you seek, isn't far away. It's waiting in the moment you say yes to it. In the small actions you take. In the courage to follow your intuition. In the way you show up differently this week, even when no one's watching. That's where the shift begins. That's where the new chapter writes itself. And you're not doing this alone. Every step you take toward your own expansion ripples out into the collective. That's why I believe so deeply in this work. Because every Leo who says yes to their highest path gives someone else permission to do the same. You are more powerful than you realize, not just in what you achieve, but in what you inspire. If something in you felt seen during this video, don't keep it inside. Let this be an active moment. Comment below: I am ready to receive my millionaire moment. Not because you're trying to manifest overnight miracles, but because you're making a declaration. One that says, I'm done waiting. I'm ready now. And when you do that, something shifts. Energetically. Spiritually. Tangibly. Thank you, truly, for spending this time with me. Your presence here, your energy, your engagement, it's not just appreciated, it's felt. Every like, every comment, every subscription to Eternal Mindfulness is what keeps this space growing, evolving, and capable of delivering more of these divine reminders. You are part of something much bigger than a video. You are part of a movement of souls waking up to their own power and their own divine timing. So as you go back into your day, carry this with you: you are not required to chase abundance. You are allowed to receive it. You are allowed to enjoy it. You are allowed to rise, not because you must, but because you can. And I'll be right here when you need another reminder. With new insights, new energy, and a new invitation from the universe that will arrive exactly when you're ready. Until then, keep your heart open, your energy clean, and your spirit aligned. I'll see you in the next message.